Welcome back. This is SeeWing Yee from the Yee Real Estate Network, and today I'm going to share with you a very powerful investment wealth building strategies to go along with some amazing tax strategies. And yep, one disclaimer I like to uh, instill right now is that I'm not a licensed tax advisor. This is for educational purposes only. Consult your own financial advisors to go over your unique situations and strategies and goals. All right. So without further ado, let me share my screen and here we go. The fastest path to financial independence is potentially using this skyrocketing real estate asset class co-living rent by the room investment model. But we have a unique model, which is brand new construction, bedroom, one bath. But uh, but today's presentation, like I said, I'm going to incorporate some amazing tax strategies. Some of you may qualify. It all depends. But if you do qualify, especially the high income earners that are out there all over the country, all over the world, this is an amazing strategy. All right, so let's continue. All right, a little bit about myself and my network. We are our company. We're the leading provider of 100% turnkey, 99% passive, hands-off, ground-up, new construction, co-living, rent by the room models. And just go ahead and look at our metrics, which is gonna uh, suffice to say is pretty attractive. All right, but I'm gonna concentrate on the tax benefits. And of course, like I said, this contents is for purely educational and information purposes only. Consult your own tax advisors to go over your unique situation. So I'm going to quickly go through some of the screens. You can pause the screenshot on your own to digest further once you replay this video. Path split and our organization or have partnering together to provide this amazing investment model, and Passport is growing by leaps and bounds, and co-living housing units are popping up all over the country. Right now, there are like 35,000 co-living hosts out there spread across the country because a lot because of the various obvious reasons. Workforce renting. All right. So retiring 5 to 7 years, why wait to age 65? You especially, well, okay, this presentation applies to every motivated real estate investors. In particular, if you're very, very high income W-2 professionals, if you're earning anywhere from 300 grand, 500 grand W-2 income, if you work for a major high-tech company. Personally, I live in the San Francisco Bay Area for the past almost 40 years, and most of our investors are Silicon Valley professionals. And in California, as well as we also attract investors from other high-cost markets throughout the country. So we work as a team. We work with investors and surround our investors with high quality real estate financial team. Together, we help you build your wealth for long-term financial freedom and tax savings as well. All right, so yeah, here we are. And so long-term fixed financing, 25% down payment, and co-living obviously is performing a lot higher than traditional long-term investing properties, along with the tax benefits, which is could be absolutely incredible. Very high cash flow and diversify into real estate is one way to achieve financial freedom, especially for very, very high income professionals. And the example of the portfolio we have, we can go over it a little bit more, but I'm not going to spend too much time on it because I've done a lot of videos on co-living. If you just like and subscribe to my YouTube channels, and then you will have more access to this type of information. And also, yeah, put your email into my website so you could become a uh, free member of our real estate investment community with your email, we can provide you with some weekly free contents going to your email inbox every week in the morning, so you can learn more about uh, all aspects of real estate investing, not just co-living. All right, this is some of the investment model that we have going. Our single family home, this is a price range, this is the configuration, this is the gross rent before deductions. And at the end of the day, 20 to 25% down payment. This is the estimated monthly net cash flow you can achieve if you would pursue any of our co-living models that we have within our portfolio. All right. So just again, digest the number, which is mind-boggling. I believe you have never seen this kind of a numerical returns anywhere in your lifetime. Me neither, until I stumbled into the co-living investment model, rent by the room, which is skyrocketing in growth. So if you're highly motivated investors, if you have the down payment capacity by buying several of these co-living new construction property, you can achieve some significant cash flow passive income. Just do the numbers, right? And this is our typical breakdown. We already have a number of highly motivated, high income, six-figure income earners who are already under contract. They're implementing this strategy, and a number of them increasingly, as we're working with them, they are achieving this monthly net cash flow once they close escrow, even with the underlying mortgages that they have and everything else, and all the after minus their mortgage deduction, their taxes, insurance, property management fee, utilities, monthly, and internet, everything, and vacancy factors and maintenance, and the still net monthly cash flow based on the several uh, housing models that we have available. Imagine, right, if you have the down payment available, you buy three of these co-living property, total 13 grand net cash flow per month in annual uh, passive income from only three properties, $156,000 of passive income. Now, if that's not going to accelerate your retirement, I don't know what will, right? And this is just a beginning. This is only the first year projection. Imagine the next 5 to 10 years, how much this three property in it by itself will leverage and will grow over time, because income property is a multi-dimensional asset class where you'll get increasing rents year over year, amazing tax benefits, appreciation, long-term potential. The tenant gonna pay down your debt for you, right? And the power of leverage, and that will give you very, very high return if you do it right, right? Not every co-living investor gonna do it right, because they use the wrong system, the wrong process, the wrong procedures, but not us, all right? But we'll talk about that some other time. Let's continue, okay? Let's continue. Like I said, funding down payments. A lot of our investors, quite a few, like I said, are very, very well capitalized. Okay, and they can access their down payment from various sources, as you can see right here. All right, and of course you can again consult with your financial team, with your tax advisor. If you do it right, especially the high income individuals, you can do a combination of cost segregation, 100% bonus depreciation, real estate professional status, we call it REPS, REPS. And of course, you have to comply with the rules, material participation, the whole nine yards, all right? And so if one spouse is a full-time risk professional, tax terminology, not licensing aspects of it, and you meet the IRS requirements, then ideally, marry filing jointly, the non-working spouse or the part-time spouse can be technically become the real estate professional. And if you meet this reps status, real estate professional status, your passive losses from all the properties you have purchased will potentially offset the working W-2 spouse income and therefore significantly reduce your taxes. So therefore, the next holy grail of tax benefit is real estate professional status, REPS. And that got nothing to do with being licensed real estate, or if you are a licensed real estate broker or a licensed realtor, that got nothing to do with that. All right, I just want to make this clear. Real estate professional status is a tax definition. Okay, you got to meet the rules. Not too many people can do it, but I will go over the qualification. All right. So at the ideal scenario, although you can earn any kind of income and still do this tax strategy, but the higher your income, you're paying a lot of taxes, right? I mean, if you in the 300 to $500,000 I mean, your tax bracket is probably 31 to 37% federal. And if you live in the high tax states like New York State or New Jersey or California, you pay a state income tax for additional 9 to 13%. So potentially, think about this. If you're earning $500,000 W-2 income, you could be paying almost half of your hard-earned dollars to the taxing authorities, such as the IRS and the local state authorities. That is such, mind-boggling. That's so frustrating. But I'm here to potentially help you address this situation. All right, so let's continue. So the best way to become a real estate professional, to qualify for this, is to become or marry, quote, a real estate professional, end quote. Okay? So the IRS actually want you to be rich. You just know how to use this rule. This REPS rule, REPS, real estate professional status rule, has been around for 50, 60 years. Okay? Right? A lot of people I know have done this, okay? And they will continue to do this. But you got to do it right. You got to surround yourself with a competent financial team. Personally, I qualify. I did a real estate professional status, I think 15 years ago, but no longer for various reasons. So again, I help a lot of investors, uh, you, along with my financial team, to do this, use this rule, use these strategies, and our investors not only achieve significant tax savings, but they also buy the right kind of income property, such as a co-living properties, to achieve exponential return, double-digit returns, and capitalization rate, high cap rates, high rental value ratio, high uh, cash on cash return, and very, very high return on your investment. So anyway, the numerical metrics is just absolutely amazing if you use the co-living new construction rent by the room, one bedroom, one bathroom ratio scenario in which we promote. Okay. All right, let's continue. Right, so real estate professionals, you normally, by definition, the IRS deem your rental properties as a passive activity. That means uh, passive activity normally can only offset the passive losses. You mean the paper depreciation, or ordinarily can only offset by the passive income, which is the cash flow, the rent, which is a good tax benefit, but not not the best. Okay. So that's the passive loss rule limitation. But again, to overcome that, in order to use the chunk of passive losses, depreciation, paper losses, to offset against your cash flow income, you need to find a way to carry the chunk of passive losses to offset active income, which is normally W-2 income. All right. So, and for the purpose of this presentation, that's what I'm showing you. All right. All right, okay, so let's continue with the next slide. Again, the steps are, I don't want to be too technical, but I'm just going to try to simplify my terminology into layman's terms so you can understand. Because if you allow a CPA or whatever to explain this kind of to go over this presentation, they're going to go through over your head, right? They don't know how to explain in layman's terms, which I think I do, right? But although I'm not a licensed tax advisor. Okay, step one, is one spouse alone can qualify, right? Step two, you must pass a time and activity test, 750 hours in real property trade, and 50% of total work time must be in the business of real estate. Now, these two scenarios alone pretty much disqualify if you are full-time W-2 income, whether you are a full-time W-2 income working 40 hours a week, 2,000 hours per year, you cannot become a real estate professional and do another 2,000 hours, right? Because of the 50% rule, which I discussed earlier. But if you are single, you're making full W-2 income, you do not qualify as a real estate professional. Even though, we mentioned the 750 hour rule on an annual basis, 15 hours per week of material participation. Again, if you're working full-time W-2 income, if you're a single individual, or if you're married, filing jointly, both husband and wife, working full-time W-2 income, I say it again, you do not qualify for real estate professional tax status and convert your passive losses into active income. Now, I'll make it simple. If you're married filing jointly, one spouse making significant W-2 income at the highest federal tax bracket, 37% or whatever, and the non-working spouse or the part-time spouse can become a quote unquote real estate professional status. So that individual will do all the documentation, all the hours, right? So to do this, you have to self-manage the properties. I know some of you thinking, oh, how you can self-manage from long distance? It's doable, right? With technology, with some hand-holding, especially from your competent financial team, right? And this can happen. You could create material participation hours to qualify, even if your property is located long distance. All right, I will provide more details later on this presentation. So, all right, so follow me so far. You truly understand. Okay, here we come. So, married filing jointly, the non-working spouse become a quote-unquote real estate pro. I'm not gonna go through this very, very boring technical guidelines, but you have to. But I'll go from a high level. You must, use some kind of record keeping to substantiate material participation is a very stringent rule. Is as I alluded to, because the definition of active participation is less stringent as a real estate investor. But material participation, you gotta dot all your I's and cross your T's. Did I say it all right? Okay, all right. So, substantiation, right? Contemporaneous daily report, logs, or similar documents, the whole nine yards. Okay, you can read the screenshot on your own. Okay, I'm gonna bypass. I'll do it quickly. And all the rules. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Just again, consult your licensed tax advisor. Step two. Some of your material participation hours consists of doing these kind of things, right? Right? All right, so yep, your 15 hours per week at least, which is equate to 750 hours per year. That is the goal. All right, and let me see what else I need to go over. Yeah, making group election, all these technical things, your tax advisor can help you with that. So the scenario, once again, the working spouse have very, very high income, as I alluded to. Look, ideally, I mean, give or take, right? I'm going to use this illustration. You need to buy if you make 500 grand in this federal and state tax bracket. Ideally, give or take, you should buy up to $2 million purchase price. I mean, it doesn't have to be one rental. It could be, in our scenario, this $200 million of asset or purchase price equal to maybe one co-living new construction fourplex for 950K, 17 bedroom, 17 private bathrooms, 1-to-1 ratio, and one duplex, okay, for 650K, right? And one single family home for 325K. So that equal around 2 million. So total of only three rentals. You don't need 100 doors to achieve financial freedom. Not even, you don't need 50 doors. You don't need 10 doors. All you need is three rentals. Uh, Three rentals. All those social media and people just bombard people. Well, you need 1,000 doors to what do you mean by doors? Okay, I'm not going to get into that misconception and brainwashing thing. Okay, total three rentals, $2 million. Then 20% is land. You have to take out the land because the land is not depreciable. So depreciable basis is 1.6 mil. And if you do 100% bonus depreciation and cost segregation, I know I'm not gonna have time to go over that. So I'll be very, very simplistic, high level, big picture. So basically, if you do a cost seg and 100% depreciation, you can accelerate all your passive losses into the first year. So you can have a big chunk of deduction in the first year of placing your property in service. So I amount to, look, everything I'm to discuss is approximate, okay? It's just for illustration. 30% of the purchase price after you do all the strategies or can be used for the bonus depreciation and cost seg in the first year. So 30%, give or take, multiplied by 1.6 million of depreciable basis of the three rentals equal around 500K. So don't quote me on it, okay? This is not official tax advice. Equals like $500,000 of a paper loss. Am I right? Okay. Follow me so far? All right, the 500K paper loss, okay, multiplied by your 37% federal tax rate and maybe 9% state tax equals combined marginal tax bracket of 46% multiplied by the $500,000 of passive losses against a W-2 income because you qualify as a real estate professional tax status, and that equal to tax savings of a whopping $230,000. This 230K pretty much wipe out the majority of your taxes you have to pay on the high income working spouse. Not only that, you can make the argument this three 230K can buy you another fourplex property, co-living property, or otherwise to leverage into more properties. So you see the power of leverage, the power of when you have this kind of strategies and goals. I mean, the tax savings will allow you to buy more properties, come from the tax savings. Not only that, all the cash flow you can achieve from these three rentals. These three rentals equate to 13 grand of monthly cash flow equals $156,000 of net passive income, even with the underlying mortgages, because you're buying with 25% down payment, right? Using the DSCR loan, debt service coverage ratio. That's neither here or there. That in addition, that what $156,000 of net annual passive income coming from these three rentals I just talked about, that can you can use those passive income on an annual basis to buy two or three rentals, co-living rentals or traditional rental rentals. See how you leverage? You put your initial down payment or buying three rentals. I know it's not chunk change, but you use your annual, if you continue to become a real estate professional year over year, kind of hard to do it so long. I only did the real estate professional status for 1 year. Okay, I say no more of that. Okay, I don't want to bog down with time freedom. I want to free up my time to do full time world travel, which I've been doing for all these years. By the way, okay, I've been doing full time world cruising year over year for the past 30 years as I continue to run my business. That's my strategy. That's my time freedom. Okay. All right. So you can use your cash flow to buy more properties if you want. I don't know how ambitious are your goals. And you could use your tax savings. That's how you leverage. The down payment, yes, is coming from your own money initially to create your initial real estate portfolio. Or the subsequent, if you want to buy 30, 40, 50 rentals, using this foundation I just created for you. All you gotta do is use the cash flow as a down payment year over year. Very significant cash flow, as you can tell, and the tax savings. This two-pronged strategy alone can allow you to buy multiple doors down the road the next 5, 10 years or more. It all depends on your goals, how ambitious you are, and the whole 9 yards. And by the way, because the way we use it, I mean, if you don't use the short-term rental tax loophole, if you don't use the real estate professional status, well, you have to be active, right? You have to self-manage. You cannot use property management. But if you want to revert this portfolio into long-term rental, if you want to do it passively, time freedom and all that, time freedom, yeah, you could hire professional third-party management to do that. In the future, if you own 50 or 100 doors, if you have this turnkey, 100% turnkey that we promote, that we advocate. Yeah, you can do it. Manage your risk portfolio 2 or 3 hours per month, regardless of how many properties you have. We do it turnkey, new construction, the best areas, the best cash flow, the best professional property management. We also use Pass Split to do the marketing platform. Many of you have heard of Pass Split, right? That's how we do it. Okay, we have a system, process, and procedures. Let's conclude this, all right? All right, and let me see anything else. Okay, again, I already discussed the disclaimers and co-living. Yeah, some of you been on my YouTube channel and a part of my database of in my network. So you've been getting the contents. But co-living, I'm not going to discuss too much about it. But this is our co-living market that we have: Jacksonville, Tampa, Houston, and upcoming co-living new construction, rent by the room, bedroom, one bathroom, in future locations in potentially in Ocala, Central Florida, and in Orlando we already have, and then in Houston already. So our amazing builders that we work with, the team that we work with, we are entering many different new markets, new construction, grounds up co-living properties, amazing returns. Okay, here are some of the properties. I'll be real quick. Okay, this is our single family home unit 77 bungalow, 320K in Jacksonville, and the pro forma, which is amazing. You can pause a screenshot to digest these great numbers we have, great cash flow in it by itself. All right, and then we have the 14 bedroom duplex in Jacksonville, Florida, for the price as indicated. Net cash flow $5,000, cap rate 16%. And here's the pro forma. It's all projection, okay? And all that. And then, of course, yep, financial freedom strategy, right? Acquire 2 or 3 co-living properties. You don't need 50 doors. You don't need 100 doors. You can achieve time freedom, okay? You can potentially replace your W-2 income, maybe not 100%, maybe 50%. That's good enough, right? You can scale your portfolio strategically. You can accelerate your retirement timeline. Next 3 to 5 years, perhaps you can eventually quit your W-2 income of $500,000 that you are working so hard, stressing out, and going through the rat race of a Silicon Valley engineer, whatever is your occupation. So, yep, the goal is own fewer properties with more cash flow. Leverage a proving system. We have done it for many years. We have a great team to help you, right, to scale your portfolio, okay, based on your goals, your timeline, your scenarios, and everything else. And of course, when you take action, you have to buy the lots. Okay, we're gonna build the property for you in a specific location. Okay, and here are the steps to do it. It'll take 4 to 6 months to build the new construction house for you. You submit your deposit. You submit your 25% down payment to the builder so they could build it for you. They can spend the money to build your new construction for you. Then when it's time to close escrow, you can reroute your 20 to 25% down payment to finance the property so you can stabilize your portfolio. Here's a number of the new construction in progress with a number of our investors in progress. So at the end of the day, hey, look, absent real estate professional status or short-term rental status where you have to be active for that amount of time, you want to use those tax status. But otherwise, you can do a hands-off, 99% passive, and rely on our professional pass split marketing team and co-living property managers to do all the hard work for you. Uh, Therefore, regardless, at the end of the day, regardless how many rentals you have, all you need is over many years to spend 1 to 2 hours per month in managing your properties remotely. Remotely. All right, so the next step is, of course, our network has a proving system. It has developed. We've been doing it for several decades, okay? We are not new kids on the block. We've been around for a long, long time. We have a great relationship with our co-living new construction builders. We have a great team of lenders and financial team, everything, the whole one-stop shop, at your disposal. All right. And here is the speaking of one-stop shop, this is what we provide, right? One-on-one guidance, full diligent package, pass split and property management coordination, off market property access, monthly bus tours, coaching and mentoring. We have the one-stop shop. So at the end of the day, you have three options: do nothing, do something on your own, really, or work with us with a trusted team to help you achieve your goals. All right, so in the end, live your life on your own terms, control your financial destiny. Okay, and like and subscribe if you see value from this presentation. Then if you're really truly motivated, contact me directly for a complimentary consultation. Here's my contact information. That's all. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Good luck. I'll see you on the other side of financial freedom. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.